Hey folks, this is a Compaq iPaq. This is a pocket PC, essentially precursor to tablets and smartphones, built back in around the 2000s, early 2000. And I'm going to show it to you here for a second. It slides out of this case. This thing is looking a little bit worn for the age, but here's the information. Compaq Agency Series P2030, Compaq iPaq H3835 series. It's an ARM chip running this thing. It happens to be model number 3835. And as I mentioned before, it was built sometime around the early 2000s. You can see it comes with Pocket PC 2002 Premium with Outlook 2002. Microsoft Windows powered. So this is now a good 20 plus odd years old, okay? And because it's 20 plus odd years old, the battery on this thing doesn't work. You can see when I turned on the power, it stays on for like a minute and then starts to die, okay? So I have a charger that I made myself because unfortunately I couldn't find the original charger. It does take 5 volts, which is convenient. It wants 2 amps on the charger. I only have a 1.6 amp here, and I wired it up. And fortunately, without the base, which I also have that has a USB connection so I can connect it to the computer, I'm able to charge it on the go using this adapter, which came with it. So I'm gonna plug this into the wall right now. When it's plugged into the wall, it has no problems powering up, as you can see. There's a little stylus here, comes out of the top. You can see the little charging light there blinking. And here, let me start it up again, get rid of the calendar, and have a look at this thing. So I've already synced it to my computer. You can find the software for this thing on archive.org. It's still there. I have the actual CD as well, but I didn't want to look for it. It was buried in my stuff somewhere. So I downloaded it. And if you just go here to settings, whoops. So it looks like a little Windows interface system. You can see a little more about this thing. So Pocket PC, there's the year, ARM chip. You can see the processor, device ID, copyrights. There's a whole thing here. I don't know if that means anything. Let's go to asset viewer. That tells you a little bit more about it. That's the tag. None of this is really, it didn't retain anything because with the battery gone many years ago and it just sitting around, it lost all the internal stuff that was in here, like all of the apps that were loaded, all of the information that's loaded. This is essentially what you get when you turn it on for the first time. So RAM is 64, ROM 32, and that's it. Memory, you got the version number here. That's the ROM date, see, 2002. Display, you've got a whopping 320 by 240 this way. So that's small. Very small. It is color. It's not too bad, but yeah, it's not great either. Compaq, Pocket PC, the iPaq, and it's got Bluetooth, and that's it. It does not have any Wi-Fi whatsoever, so it makes internet connectivity on this thing quite poor. I think there's adapters for this thing. There's a little keyboard that pops up here, and you've got a letter recognizer so you can write stuff like that, B, C, whatever. Okay, and what else do we have here? Transcriber. It's allowing you to write. I don't know. I've never tried this thing. Anyway, pretty cool. Block recognizer. Oh, so that's where you go A, B. It's suggesting some words there. See? Okay, anyway, back to the keyboard, and let's just pop that out. Okay, so if you look here at the power, you can see the battery says 96%. The minute I unplug this, you can see it's fading out. I can turn it on, but doesn't retain a charge. I can open it up and change the battery. Maybe I'll get to that at some point, but it's not worth it for me to do. I'm not planning to take this thing around with me and do anything. But I wanted to show you a few things that I managed to load on this thing while it was connected to my computer. But before I do that, I wanted to show you something else. This is a portable power bank. It outputs 5 volts, 4.8 amp total if I need, but I don't need that much. And I made myself a little adapter here. That's a USB on one end. So it goes into here, one way or the other, okay? And it just happens to be a double cable, but I don't need the other end. One end of the cable, I just hooked up with the right polarity to a jack that actually is exactly the same size as this, a barrel plug. So with this plugged into here, and that turned on, I've got my thing working again, and that's it. It's just plugged in here. Now, I'm not gonna walk around with this thing. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it does work. Okay, let's get out of this thing again. What did I happen to put on this thing? I'll show you. I plugged it into my computer. I downloaded Calc 98. Just happens to be a scientific calculator. You know, you got log, you know, different types of things here. I like that. What else did I put on here? Whoops, it's got alarms. It has Outlook. There's like a portable, here, if we go to apps here, where are the apps? Whoops, should have programs here. There's calendar, contacts, EMU48 is cool. This is essentially an emulator for a calculator. So you can pick a calculator. Let's say you want HP39G for Palm. You have a little calculator. This is a what was a HP Hewlett-Packard calculator, the 39G graphing calculator, I guess. I don't know how to use this thing, unfortunately, but if I figure it out, I'll be able to, you know, to work with it. You can turn it off. And this emulator, essentially, you can close this thing, don't save the changes, and you can make a new one and then choose another calculator. So let's say you want, here, PPC horizontal 49. So here is a different calculator, but it's horizontal now. No, again, I don't know how to use this thing, but it's a calculator. Okay, it's actually several calculators because you can load up all these different emulated calculators here. See, you've got Wombat 3. I don't even know what these are. Vertical. What is this thing? Interesting. All right, anyway, let me just close this thing. I don't need it. Okay, another thing I put on here is here, programs. There we go. Okay, yeah, so you have games. There's Solitaire, calculator, the one that came in it, File Explorer, infrared receive, internet. This unfortunately doesn't do much without internet connectivity. You've got a little Pocket Word and Pocket Excel. You can try Pocket Word here. And we're gonna do this recognition thing. Let's try. Block recognizer, okay. A, B, C, D, D. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Kind of works. I'm not good at spelling this or doing stuff with this. Let's try another letter recognizer. A. I'm not doing it correctly. F, G, B, C, and you can do the small letters there. Okay, what else is here? Transcriber. Okay, transcriber recognize words and phrases written in cursive, print and mixed with. All right, let's try. That is terrible. Hello? Oh, it figured that out. Very nice. This is a test of the transcriber. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it figured that out. Pretty cool. Remember, 20-something years ago. Okay, let's close this thing. These will pop up. Okay, I don't even know what this is. It recorded something here in Pocket Word. Let's go back to programs. I did install a few other programs here. Let me just show you what they are. There is actually, I'll show you. Under File Explorer, where is it? My device, I can go to Program Files. But installing is basically just dragging it over from your computer onto the device, because when you mount it on a USB connection, I used WinXP in Virtual Machine. I was able to drag it over. So you got Calc, that's that calculator program I showed you. Let's go back here for a second. EMU TCMP we'll get to in a minute. That's a media player. Batty Arm. So this is just like Arkanoid. It's like a breakout game. And you just do that kind of thing. And the neat thing is you can just jump around. So I can just click wherever the ball is here without even moving it. Come on, let's go. And you've got sounds. Oh, this is like speeds it up a bit. And there's a laser tool in here somewhere. Let's just get this thing to finish up. Okay. You can't play like really high graphic games. It's just not built for that, unfortunately. It's not, you can see how choppy the screen is, right? Come on. No. I just want to show you what a laser, oh, there's the laser beam. And I lost it. Great. Okay, anyway, forget this game. Okay, finally, one more thing. So, oh, it has a sound recorder here, a button. You can press this. This is a recording that I want to put on my iPaq. And then you let go and you hit there. This is a recording that I want to put on my iPaq. I don't know if you can hear that. Let me increase the volume here. Come on. It's a little, okay, here. Okay. This is a recording that I want to put on my iPaq. See, and you can press it again. Okay, I'm taking some notes right now. Right, so this thing could be off, let's say like this, right? And hello, I'd like to buy some groceries. And there, it automatically turns it on, loads up the app. Hello, I'd like to buy some groceries. And there you are, it's in there, okay? There are other buttons here, for example, I think that jumps to the calendar right away. No appointments, you see? You've got a button here that takes you to contacts. Another button here that takes you to email. I don't have that set up, but if you had ActiveSync going with the email Outlook, it would just put all your messages in here. And then there's this button here, which opens up a list of the processes. So these are things that are running right now that I can switch to. You can close tasks. Okay, let's close this one. Close task. I don't need that. Close. No, can't close that. Inbox. I want to close it. So when you close up here, it doesn't actually close it, you see? I'm closing all these apps here, but it's actually still running in the background here. So I'm gonna sorry, close this task, inbox, close. I don't need the keyboard, come on. Okay, we don't need this calculator running. We don't need Batty running. And okay, you know what, leave the rest the way it is. It's fine. Let's get out of this thing, sorry. Focus, okay, let's go to TCMP. Okay, this is a media player. Now, the nice thing about this device, although it has almost no memory storage in it at all, you can put an SD card. This happens to be 256 meg. I tried larger SD cards. It did not work. Absolutely did not recognize it at all. I think it's got a limit, maximum, probably 4 gigabytes. I would guess that would be the highest size it could do, but I don't know for sure. Maybe somebody knows the specs on this thing, but I used an 8 gig, didn't work. I didn't have a 1 gig card or anything like 2.1 or anything like that around, but I did have this 256, and I was able to put, oh, what happened? Did I lose my power? Yeah, let me start it up again. When I'm there, sometimes when I'm running on it, it's, you know, this thing doesn't deliver juice to this device. Okay, we're up and running again. All right. So, and also I noticed that when you first turn it on, you get to this screen and it's frozen. You have to turn it on and off again. It jumps to calendar and then it works. Weird. Okay, anyway, let's go to the media player. And we'll go here to open file. And this is a, well, you'll know the movie. Does that look familiar?
I was never here, okay?
Turn up the volume on. Full screen.
Nobody died. I'm sorry, okay?
We can fast forward with this. See? Let's go to something that you recognize. So this is the latest and greatest movie that I'm sure you recognize. Obviously shrunk down to 320 by 240 and fit on this little 256 megabyte file, SD card, sorry. Now it's not the entire thing, it's about an hour's worth because I couldn't fit the whole thing at this resolution, but that is what it looks like on an iPaq from 20 years ago, which has a pretty much non-functional battery. And you know, it's the media player on this thing is actually not that half bad. Obviously the screen is garbage, but it works. So if you had a good battery on this thing and you wanted to, you know, take some media around and be a little retro nostalgia on you, then you got it. This is the iPaq playing the Minecraft movie. Let me just fast forward. And it's not having a bad time seeking either, you know, through the video.
This is my first house, my second house, and my third
You can
house
see.
made entirely of sheep's wool. Big house. Life was good.
All right, what else do I got here? Let me show you. I mean, that's easy. Oh, what happened? It decided to die on me again. That's the issue with being plugged in here. Okay. It's pretty much due to this thing, either deciding to give it power or not. That's what it is. So it's unreliable. Either that or my wires are tripping here. Could be. No, see? It worked until it didn't work. I want to try it again. It's just not wanting to stay on. And that's, I think, because the internal battery on this thing is not liking what we're doing here. It's not holding a charge, and it's not allowing it to stay on. Okay. Like, is there. Now it decided to turn on again. Weird. Oh, and now it died again on me. It could be that something with the way I'm holding it. Yeah, I'm not going to move it. I think the connection on this thing is not great. Okay. So once again, it started up and nothing's responding. And it doesn't look like any of these buttons do anything. So I have to turn it on and off quickly. It jumps into calendar. Then for some reason it gets going. Let's go back to our media player and open up here, Boards of Meat Beat Manifesto. This is a song. It might copyright match with something on YouTube, so I only play a second. Okay. Okay, that's a song. Then there's Boards of Canada here. You can hear this too. There is an audio port there you can plug in. Let me turn that off again. So there's a port. And what else do I got here? Oops, you can do a playlist. Add files, play. Okay, let's get out of this thing. How do I get out of the playlist? There. Okay. Close that up. Okay, so there you have it. Let me just push this back in here. That's the Compaq Power PC. What would have been the latest and greatest portable technology about, a little more than 20 years ago. Unfortunately, never quite got, fully integrated into modern phones and everything. But I mean, there were some phones that did have it at the time, but that was about the end of it. And it eventually died out as a portable computing platform. I'll just unplug that now. So the interesting thing is, though, that a lot of the software for this, as you saw, I put on already, is still available online. So if you want to download any of this stuff, you can. You just have to go to, there's a site called MobyWare.org, and there's a few others. You just look for Pocket PC software, and there's huge, databases, huge directories with all sorts of old software. Most of it is free. Some of it is shareware. Obviously, none of it can be really used anymore. I mean, the companies that make it, I don't think are doing anything with it. So it's, you're not going to be able to purchase anything, even if you wanted to. It's all abandonedware at this point. But that's a glimpse at the past. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And please let me know what you think. If you had one of these devices and you used it back then, let me know. This didn't have much of a lifespan in my hands. And, after a few years, everything changed. The cell phone market changed, tablets changed, everything basically just this thing. The technology was moving so fast at the time that these became obsolete, sadly, quite quickly. Almost as quickly as the batteries on these things went. And that's unfortunately why right now it's very difficult to really resurrect any of these, even if you wanted to. Without good connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity, and upgradability, and batteries that you can exchange in this thing, you're kind of left with a nice museum display piece that you can boot up once in a while and play with, at least while you can, and just try some fun stuff on it. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and take care. Bye.